review. Fantasy for you, for you, for you, for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and welcome to Castle Tree TV. On this week's episode, we journey into the pseudo-historical Hyborian Age. A magical time that followed the fall of Atlantis and existed before the known rise of any ancient civilizations. A place where a man or woman's skill with a blade or bow meant life or death. This week's song is inspired by John Milius' 1982 classic, gloriously badass, sword and sorcery epic, Conan the Barbarian. And yes, they are real, and my eyes are up here. Thank you. Conan the Barbarian was written for the screen by John Milius, the director, and Oliver Stone. But Conan existed way before this film in Robert E. Howard's fictional action-adventure stories. Robert E. Howard was an American writer who gained notoriety in the 1930s. He's considered the godfather of the sword and sorcery genre. If you haven't read any of the original Conan stories by Robert E. Howard, you should. They're really good. But we aren't here to talk about books, are we?
Conan the Barbarian
Was played by perhaps the most famous muscle man of all time, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, so what? I can't do the Schwarzenegger impression. Big deal. I'm tired of hearing people try anyways. I'm sure you are too. Julian, we're brothers. Now, get to the toilet. I make the famous muscle man distinction because that's how he got this role. Or rather, that's how this role got him. Producer Edward R. Pressman saw Arnold in a bodybuilding video called Pumping Iron. I'm sorry, I can't help it. And was so impressed with his physique that he wanted to put him in a film. Any film. He had to lose weight in his muscles because he couldn't properly wield a sword. Or scratch his own back. Or tie his own shoes. His muscles were too big. They were getting in the way. So the muscle-bound Conan that you see in the film is Schwarzenegger toned down. Jerry Lopez was cast as Subutai, Conan's sidekick. Yeah, the legendary Hawaiian pro surfer Jerry Lopez. You might also remember Lopez from the surf film classic North Shore. Lopez was cast by the director John Milius, a fellow surfer and friend. Professional dancer and stuntwoman Sandhau Bergman was cast as Valeria, a warrior thief and Conan's main squeeze. In the process of doing her own stunts for the film, she almost lost a finger during a sword fight. It's hard out there in Aquilonia. The character of Thulsa Doom is played by James Earl Jones, and it is a standout performance in this film. He truly gets into the skin of Thulsa Doom and creates one of my favorite bad guys ever. He definitely should have had more screen time, in my opinion. As much as I would love to talk more about Conan and the lore behind the characters in these awesome stories, that's not why we're here. Let's talk about music! I'm sorry. Director John Milius saw the film as being more like an opera, with less dialogue and more music and action. He wanted the amazing landscapes, costumes, and music to do more of the heavy lifting of the storytelling. And that was probably a really good decision due to the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger could barely speak English at that point in his career. The soundtrack for Conan the Barbarian was created by American composer Basil Poledouris. He's also known for his musical contributions on such films as Red Dawn, Iron Eagle, RoboCop, The Hunt for Red October, Free Willy, Starship Troopers, and Les Miserables. However, in my opinion, and apparently many others, the music that he created for Conan the Barbarian was by far his best. This classical score is so dense and rich and perfectly paired to the directing and tone of this film. Poledouris wielded the power of a 90-piece orchestra and a 24-piece choir to create this masterpiece of a soundtrack. Holy shit! That's a lot of musical power to have at your disposal. Poledouris clearly knew what he was doing though, because the end result is really fantastic in my opinion. So the biggest challenges for me when creating this week's song were A, I'm not a classical composer. B, I don't have a massive orchestra and choir at my disposal. And C, if you've seen our past episodes, you know that I usually create pretty synth-heavy pop-styled music. But I wanted to do this right, and I love a good challenge. So I tried my hand at a more classical approach with this song. Using mostly orchestral instruments, digital versions obviously, I composed a piece that I think would fit nicely in the Conan franchise. I also decided to add some Scottish Gaelic language into the lyrics. According to several Conan message boards and fan sites, the areas in which Conan traveled, which probably weren't real, and the time frame in which he did so, which also wasn't real, suggests that Scottish Gaelic would have been his native tongue. Honestly, I just think it sounded cooler than my clunky-ass American English, and it added a little spice to this delicious Conan broth. That sounds gross. That sounded really gross. Before I play this week's song, Maestro has offered to act out a scene from the movie. I'm sure it will be terrible, so please bear with us. Enjoy.
How, Daniel? We won again! This is good. But what is best in life?
Whoa, okay. Yeah, that's a big question, huh, boys? Muklar! What's up, man? That's a sick hat, my bro. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, well, what is best in life? I mean, that's a loaded question, man. I mean, come on. There are so many variables that you need to consider. It's really a matter of perspective, essentially. Take Hachiban. Take Hachiban, for instance. What would be best in life for him would be to have his wife and his goats back. But Red Falcon stole them last winter, didn't you? And he's been making love to all of them, I think. Which is pretty gross, man. I'm sorry to bring up old shit, dude, but come on, you acting like nothing's wrong is really awkward for everyone. Right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we can hear you crying at night. So, maybe leave town. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Wrong! Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women. That is...
Really? Really with this guy? Okay, hey Conads, how does the Emperor's ass taste? Yeah, you kiss ass. Hey, put a shirt on already. It's literally freezing balls out. We all have animal fur on, seriously. And stop passive-aggressively pointing your nipples at everyone. It's getting really weird in here. And scene.
Are you done?
Yeah.
There's something really wrong with you, man.
Cosmic brothers united by the endless forces of the universe.
Alright everyone, please like and subscribe so that you can be notified when new episodes drop. And as always, thank you so much for watching Castle Tree TV. Now please enjoy our song,
Barbarian.
and we'll see you next time.
Between the years when the ocean drank Atlantis and the gleaming cities, there was an age undreamed of, when shining kingdoms lay spread across the world like blue mantles beneath the stars. Hither came Conan, the Cimmerian, black-haired, sullen-eyed, sword in hand, to tread the jeweled thrones of the earth under his sandaled feet. Sagu Eyath Onan. Don Danafer Ne Sion. Bas Agus Eyath Onan. Don Danafer Ne Sion.
temple on the hill. The exodus of followers of doom are sweeping through the towns of men.
What is steel compared to the hand that wields it? Look at the strength of your body, the desire in your heart. I give you this. Such a waste. Contemplate this on the tree of woe. Crucify him.
The serpent is alive and well and growing in the temple on the hill. The exodus of followers of doom are sweeping through the towns of men. The time has come for blood and steel, and glory will not wait around for you. Spirits of the fallen seek for justice, and they're calling out your name.
We create
And review.
We create
And review.
We create and review fantasy for you, for you, for you, for you.